Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from My Stand Gamers, and welcome. So, for this week's Spotlight, we're taking a look at another beautiful, completely vanilla creation, and this time it is a station. This is the TRIHEX Station by Dr. Dark, and it's a beautiful little creation. It's made of 3 cells. Up here we've got the VIP landing pads up at the top, and this reminds me of some sort of VIP apartment, some luxury location, maybe where you can discuss and trade supplies through inside here, through these little windows and whatnot, or maybe the administration area. And over to this side we've got ourselves a much smaller, maybe public docking bay. So you can see we've got the little hangar there where you could do a quick ship repair access only, apparently. You can't do anything else. Access only by ship. And then down here below we've got ourselves some landing pads, so you can actually trade with the station itself. And something that's quite important on some of the servers is having locations like this where different players who've collected supplies can come and trade them and offload their excess sorts of ore. So let's actually have a look around the external detail and we'll pop inside. So looking at the repair hub section, you'll notice how we've got this really beautifully created antenna on the top. And what is added as well in some areas is just little bits of detailing like this. So from a distance you can see how it just creates a little bit of shape, a little bit of depth into the design itself. So as it comes down to this area, you can see we've got another one of these particular areas, and when you're creating this effect, there's going to be parts that don't really make too much sense, such as this, but they just look like a structural sort of component. So we've actually got a catwalk in the center there. You could use this as some sort of docking port if you wished, and you can actually lower it down into this section. So it has some sort of functionality, but at the same time doesn't serve a great purpose except from being a separate docking ring. Now coming a little bit lower down, we've got ourselves an access area where we've got this control room. So we've got the orbital stabilizers, we've got some information on radio towers and system override, and we've got some nice little control panels going further down there. Going a little bit lower down, we've got ourselves a small, I believe this is a little construction area where we've got ourselves the pipes that pipe down this really nice rounded staircase, and we can also access one of the hallways from here, or we can continue going down into this lower access area. So in this lower access area down the steps, if I try not to confuse you by spinning around too much, we get to the lower sort of antenna that's been made up by constructing them half-made windows. A very nice effect. So if we go across one of these little under bridges, if I can re-find it, I think it's up here in this floor. So we can actually go through this underbridge, and this takes us over, is it the VIP apartments? Let's just check this out. We'll have to just pan up a little bit. So yes, it takes us over to the VIP apartments, and I think the best way of looking at this particular area is go from the top. So we've got the VIP landing area up at the top. We've got ourselves a little VIP observation area so we can guide the VIP ships in. Very nice indeed, as well as a med bay. The interior, of course, it's vanilla, so it's going to be very simple. So you can see we've got a staircase that leads down to this area, the cryopods for their VIP access. So you could rent one of these out, maybe rent one of these upper apartment areas out to one of the different clients that you might have visiting the space station. And let's just pop back out and we'll continue going around the outside. So you can see there's another one of these detailed areas. Just to make it look a little bit more sketchy, what we've got is some solar panels that have been cut down, and they just create that rather interesting effect. But he's also added depth in this area by cutting the block back and added some semi-assembled vents as well. So if we look at the distance from that, it looks like windows or some sort of just structural integral parts. So up on the top on the roof you can also see we've got the hydrogen thrusters, and as we work down, something that I really like about this station is he's made it look like modules have been connected together. So we've got like that upper module that's been stacked on top of that, and you can imagine over a time a space station would end up like that. Different modules would get attached, so it gets more and more in depth. So you can imagine 3 of these modules might be completely separate at once, and then they've been attached together. So as we go into this lower module down here, you can imagine this is a sort of a more basic type apartment area where we've got little living halls and whatnot. We've got some of these really nice organic farms in that particular area as well. You can also access the red airlock and head back through here into the dentist waiting area. Very nice, all the amenities of a happy little station. So we can continue going down. We've got ourselves these little cell type areas, so you could maybe have a little bit of a waiting room, or you could even have a prisoner area. So system landing pad, so that takes us out into the landing pad area. We've got the windows on both sides, very nice indeed, and access of course to more of the landing pads over here. So we've looked at the VIP tower, we've not gone all the way to the bottom. If we go all the way to the bottom, we start to find all sort of construction components or areas that'll help us construct. So you've got the hydrogen tank, so we can move the station, say if it's on a direct path with an asteroid, or something that could be equally as bad. And you can see we've got these really nice, quick snap together staircases, so you can access or come down to these areas to actually maintain them, that I think a lot of people miss off their ships when they're constructing. So if we continue going up into this area, you've got this really strange sparking pod. It reminds me of like the eye from Portal. So you can see we've got some lights going off in here. Something's probably malfunctioned over the computer room here in the center, the central sort of core. Very nice. You could obviously have this as a gameplay mechanic where the players have got to get to the center and deactivate the station self-destruct or whatnot. Just a great idea for a multiplayer mission. So we've got the sheriff's office above here. So in the sheriff's office, of course, you're going to need some more cells. And we've got ourselves a little bit of a ramp that takes us up into this next area. And into this next area, we've got some more sort of bio farms and some areas to see it. So we've got the sheriff's bar, soft drink, alcohol-free, tea and coffee. So just some great places to explore while you're visiting this station. Not super detailed, but that's what you're going to expect with a vanilla build. So up in this area, we've got ourselves another computer sort of station. Looks like some sort of marketplace or till that they've tried to build in the area there. But very nice. And more importantly, this station is extremely detailed. Oh, we've even got the TRIHEX logo on the side there from the outer view. So this is going to really attract some space engineers towards it to explore and, more importantly, even trade their wares. Anyway, there'll be a link to this down in the description below. Definitely check it out. There's a lot of really lovely ideas in here, as well as just a great construction that looks beautiful. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.